Sadafa, how you feeling about the draft? Which one you feeling more?
Now, obviously, Orange Esports, they got a really flashy composition with the Fatal Links and the Rough Ways, but I kind of feel like nowadays the Atlas, he is basically the TikTok highlights hero. He gets that one big play, you see it in the highlights, the rest of the game, not really doing anything much, getting caught out all the time. On the side of Omega, a much more solid pickup, very similar to their previous lineup, but with a few changes. Will they be able to match up to the mechanical prowess of Gary on the Fanny as we once again enter the land of Dawn?
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 here. Orange Esports, the last hope of Malaysia versus Smart Omega. Early aggression going on. Mirko, how are you finding these drafts?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like the draft coming in from the side of Orange Esports. I just really like Omega's draft here. So solid, very unique, and also distinct. Multi-dimensional draft with a lot of win conditions here, as opposed to Orange Esports with the same kind of idea. We go for that team fight and we look for it. Now, look at that. Gary getting the Little Wanderer over the Lancelot, and they will actually have the pressure this time.
Yeah, also, I mean, already Valens had to go back to base, right? Because that matchup in the top lane, Carry versus Beatrix. Sadafa, who's coming out on top of that one?
Absolutely, Beatrix should come out in every trade unless Kelra purposefully puts himself out of position. And I don't think that's going to be happening, which means that Orange does need to put a lot more pressure into that gold lane. But if they do that, then it allows Ryzen to hit his timing very early on. And the Lancelot is not a hero you want to allow to farm up easily.
I really like this because, you know, Renzio is on that Masha pick, that signature Masha pick like you mentioned. And with multiple health bars, you're pretty safe for the most part here. So now the focus can be up here on the gold lanes or even the mid. It depends really where Gary decides to go because, again, at some point, Fanny's damage is going to fall off a little bit. Shaq Newton, little sense there, knows that 3 members were waiting for him, make it 4. Turtle is going to be up shortly. Ryzen setting up there as well. Gary comes in. Let's see which team decides to take the first turtle of the game.
And there's a big question when we're talking about the drafts coming in from Orange Esports again, but look at this. It's going to be Gary jumping in, looking for something here. Ryzen is there. They can back him up. Phantom execution.
Yeah, they grab the turtle. Actually, Gary's able to grab that. Now the initiation comes out. Real world manipulation come down too. They find a kill on Min. Ryzen falls as well. Now the focus here. Born on Etu Max. Can he grab the kill? He should be able to. He's going to get slowed though. Unfortunately, in no mana.
That was still good for them.
Kind of strange there for Smart Omega. Ryzen actually missed out the retribution timing, allowing Gary to take it quite easily. It was so obvious you could actually see it on the stream. And once that happened, Orange Esports were able to take over the fight. A really nice Fatal Links by Min onto 2 people in the backline. And from that point on, it was a lost battle by Omega, who actually were still able to disengage pretty well.
Yeah, and there's something that I need to mention again. This is back to my point before the turtle fight. Orange Esports, they picked up Carry going up against Omega here with just one guy who's really, really tanky. That's Masha. I would have actually expected him to go for something like a Popple and Koopa. It's been banned a lot by RSGPH yesterday, and I think it fits well. If they know that Kelra wants to pick the Beatrix, get a lane bully in. Just try to nullify all that early game damage. But look at this, Fatal Links.
Oh, Fatal Links gonna find Chaknu. They grab a kill here, going over the hands of Gary. Nice set there coming out from Min.
I'm going to follow up a little bit on you mentioning that Orange Esports should have picked up the Popple and Koopa there. From my experience at MPL, I've actually not seen Valens play a lot of Popple or Koopa either, so that does worry me a little bit about his hero pool here. Omega, they're already doing a good job of figuring out how they want to play around Orange Esports in the draft, and the more information they unearth, the more information other teams have to work with.
Chaknu trying to do work here. He's gonna get stunned though. Gary finding another kill on the top side. Smart Omega gonna respond though. Ryzen looking for one, gets the Phantom execution off. Can he give her out the kill? Thorn Rose with Kelra grabs that one, forcing Orange Esports back.
Good response from Omega, but Orange Esports, this is what we like to see, that initiative, that proactiveness on the map with the early game composition, forcing these team fights to happen on their terms. Now, they have that 1,000 gold lead, 1,500 gold lead, as they will look for another turtle fight. Omega have popped a lot of those resources. No Purify for Etu Max, and that's going to be huge, as they also have swapped, they swapped their lanes here. This is what we expected from Omega.
Yeah, Chaknu gonna find Min here, looking for the kill. Way the Dragon comes out. There's the Fatal Links. Can Born help him them out. Min's still alive. Renzio looking for the kill. Here comes Gary, trying to back them up, though. And they're forcing Smart Omega back a little bit, but the turtle was secured.
Omega gonna be winning out that trade, so that's a little bit of revenge for the failed retribution earlier. While they were able to get a nice fatal links there, unfortunately Born just not gonna have enough damage at this stage of the game to actually take those people out, which means that Omega regained a little bit of that map control. Orange, they still have a bit of a net worth lead, but Valence in danger.
This is bad news for Valence as he's gonna get focused on here. Min, you're gonna be a little bit too late. There's too much damage. And now the focus on Min. They might not want to let him go here. He's going to take quite a bit. Min, it's only a matter of time. They find another kill. Meanwhile, Gary finding a kill in the jungle on Kelra. Nice pickup there.
That was huge. Again, for the side of Omega, they were really good into that read, right? They know that Valence thinks he's alone, thinks that there's no one there to punish him, but this is what Omega is just really good at doing. They find those little mistakes that Orange like to make, Valence likes to make in particular, by overextending in lane when he thinks that the enemies are up top. But Orange Esports did find some compensation there, so it's not that bad, but Ryzen...
Oh, Ryzen, you're in trouble here. 3 members focusing him down. He's actually able to finesse his way out of that one. 3 members committing to Ryzen, still alive.
We were talking about mechanical gameplay in the draft. Turns out Ryzen is perfectly comfortable here. Being able to escape from that is no easy feat, but I do like the slight adaptation from Orange here. In the previous game, I did definitely see they were grouping up to get kills a bit too much. Gary getting the kill on Kelra up in the top lane when he knew they were ganking Valence made a big difference, but here comes Chaknu.
Way the Dragon's gonna come out, but the response as well. Min cancels him out, pops the rough waves. Nothing gonna commit of that one just yet, although Orange Esports pretty low. They still have that 2K gold lead. Hopefully they don't let that fall from their hands.
Yeah, they put so many of the resources down below. Even Ryzen was taken low there. So now it's actually going to be Orange who tries to go for the turtle, but again, they don't want to risk it. You can see already Gary respecting the damage, respecting the presence that Omega has on these neutral objective fights, and he chose to actually he chose to go back with the Demon Slayer. Needs to be
Way the Dragon right on target. Gary actually able to pump out a lot of damage, but he goes down here. Ryzen has to be careful because Born just around the corner. No one gonna go for that turtle just yet. Falling Star Moon comes down. Not gonna be enough, Born.
Really well played by Ryzen right there. Again, finessing his way out of that situation, recognizing that Born is probably not going to let him go that easily. He had his finger ready to poke down on that Torrent Rose, but Chaknu now engaging again with the real one manipulation.
Min finds the fatal links. Etu Max taking quite a bit of damage. They find a kill going to the hands of Valence. Looking for Chaknu, not able to get that one. Ryzen now joining the party. Renzio pops the sprint, hunting down Valence. Not able to catch him just yet. Should be fine. Oh, it's just too much. Can he help him out? Man, trying to do a nice knock up here. Renzio still alive. The outplay. Oh, but he goes down almost, but he's able to save Valence.
Yeah, was it worth it? I think it is worth it. And Renzio, he just goes down to that orange map. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Born gets the shutdown. That's huge. Again, so it actually becomes worth it for the side of Orange Esports. Again, because they get that shutdown onto Renzio, now they can actually use the man disadvantage that Omega has to look for the neutral objective. Etumak's going to be so vulnerable in these fights. It's all going to come down to Chaknu. How does he engage? How does he use that Way the Dragon to cover up for Kelra or to initiate on fights?
It's a little bit difficult for Chaknu here because there's so many heroes that he has to pay attention to on Orange Esports. Not only does he have to make sure he peels Gary off of Kelra, he has to try and engage onto Valence as well because they don't have a lot of catch other than this show up here. And if we look at the items so far, we can see that most people already completing their first and second item. Valence already hitting that Demon Hunter Sword, Golden Staff, Power Spike, whereas Ryzen actually going for the War Axe into the Malefic Roar on the Lancelot.
That's a lot of penetration, right? Oh, wait, down below, Renzio versus Valence in a 1v1. And it's actually Valence who wins it out here. Renzio forced to back up, but look at Chaknu. This might be, okay, he learned from his mistakes. You can already see it from Valence. He goes in, wins the trade, notices that someone is missing, and now he tries to go back and rejoin his team for the lore. This is brilliant.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Valence, being smarter again in this early stages of the game, he's got to do that, right? He needs to be careful because he's at least got the sprint, but no one going to commit to the Lord just yet.
Yeah, they're not going to commit this yet. Orange Esports wants to zone them out. You can see 3 members of Omega up top. They see that Man is by himself and want to make the attempt right now as Chaknu holds up the mid lane. Right now, the Cho needing to find a catch is very important for them, but that Way of the Dragon is such an important initiating tool. They can't just waste it on anyone. And right now, this slightly increased awareness from Valence is definitely doing a good job for Orange Esports to make sure they're not easily caught out.
And I feel like Kelra as well, he's just so aware. That could have been horrible for Omega if Man was actually able to pick him off in the top side. Gary, ooh, very risky there. Getting way too close to Chaknu, who has that flicker, but Renzio going in on the balance.
Yeah, Renzio looking for something here. Not going to be able to connect just yet. Meanwhile, the rest of the team out in the jungle. There's the flicker, the Fatal Link setup here. The real world manipulation come down, they're able to fall up. Min goes down, and they find a kill, but 2 fall for Omega. Killing spree for Born, trying to do his best. Ryzen now gonna have to retreat here. He's so slow though. They might actually follow this up into the base, and they do. Valens grabbing a kill.
There you go, that's what they wanted. They waited for those power spikes to hit. Valens, like you mentioned, he hit those power spikes already with the DHS, and now he does so much damage onto the frontliners of Omega. Because of this, they're just gonna go in onto the Lord. They notice that Chaknu's there. Look at Renzio!
Renzio looking for Man. Man's still gonna be alive though. Chaknu just in the bush there. Renzio gonna take quite a bit of damage, has to sprint out. That should be Lord secured for Orange Esports, but hold on. Rest of Omega making their way down. They have to secure this Lord. Chaknu gonna be popping the conceal, not gonna get anything. Fatal Links is popped. They grab Chaknu. Now they're on the retreat because Smart Omega pushing them back. Min should be able to get away, not gonna be enough. Renzio finding the kill. Now Born turning his and he grabs him. Mega kill for Born.
That's just well played there by Orange Esports, doing a good job of zoning out Omega. And although I do have to praise Omega for being able to constantly siege the waves and buy time for the rest of their cores to come back online, definitely we're not able to estimate exactly how much damage Orange Esports is able to output. And the moment that Chaknu went down, Orange were in control. But Omega, they still actually tried to make that engagement. They actually could have picked off a few more people. So that is props to Orange for being able to disengage properly and keep their cores alive.
And that just shows, right? Oh wait, Chaknu, he goes in onto Min here.
Look at the damage pumping out from Valens. Finds Chaknu here. They're going to turn them around. Lord's still going to be up. Look at the back lane.
Oh my God!
Gary finessing on them. The damage is just too much. Kelra gets taken down by Born as well. Orange Esports is not going to let this one fall out of their hands. There's the real world manipulation. The Lord is still up. They have to take it down. This could be canceled right there. Renzio is taken out here by Valens, and Orange Esports takes game number 2.
The comeback again off of one more fight. Chaknu made a little bit of a blunder there, overextending. You see it and instantly punished.